Good morning, welcome to the TriathlonDan YouTube channel. Welcome to another day of triathlon training. I can say that now because I went for a swim yesterday, didn't I? So triathlon training, here we go. Just out for a pre-breakfast jog this morning, nothing special, just half hour, 35 minutes, really easy. I need to get back into running little and often to get the body used to training often, so then I can make it hard and often, is the plan. So what's on the agenda? As I've just said, a steady run. Just going to wind back to last night's swim. So when I was floating around, as you do, there's another guy there, the same hat on as me, so an outlaw swim cap. And I said some comment to him about, oh, nice hat. That I can't remember if I said, I bet mine's faster than yours, or I bet yours is faster than mine. Either way, I was just a bit nervous. But anyway, on Strava afterwards, turns out, basically it says I swam with him. It was Simon George who won the Outlaw X last year, so maybe I got in his head and gave him something to think about. He did swim 4K at about 30 seconds per 100 meters faster than I did, and I did 1.8K. But you know, I was there, so he's got to be getting worried. Anyway, in the minute I have to keep stopping to talk to you while I'm running because the camera just like jerks everywhere. However, I have ordered something to upgrade my vlogging game. It's going to be the same old rubbish content, sorry, but I've got a new GoPro on the way which has got image stabilization, so I'll be able to take you along on the run and you'll be able to see everything jiggling perfectly. So look forward to that. Run done, 3.85 miles, just over 31.5 minutes. Solid, done, time for breakfast. So it's lunchtime now and I'm trying to tackle something I've talked about a couple of times but haven't actually done much about it. Just being more active in general. So I've had lunch, I'm just going for a quick 10-minute walk around the village. I need to get some bananas from the shop, but I'm walking the long way there, just trying to get a bit more active. I'm working from home full time at the minute and I'm just sitting down all day. I haven't got that a lot of like, you know, walking to your car, walking around the office, going to fetch something. It's just not happening at all. So my step count is actually really low, so I was going to try and get a bit more active in general. This is how I'm going to do it. Events update. I feel like every day I have to talk about what event I haven't got into or has been cancelled or something, and this is more of the same. So I didn't get into the 50-mile time trial. Now I'll say a little bit, don't want to be sour grapes because I've not got in, but I'm a bit. With time trialing, there's no like black and white rule, especially with events like this. The event organizer basically has free reign to let in who they do or don't, and I had a commented towards the event organiser on a forum, as you do, and he came back and said there's a lot to consider. He has to think about people that don't turn up, people that have supported the club in the past, people who are making up teams and so on. So it seems that they have free reign to sort of let in who they like and turn away who they like. I know I'm only complaining about that because I wasn't one of those people who've been let in, and perhaps if I was one of those people then I wouldn't be whinging about it. But it's just very different to the triathlon world, isn't it? We're all familiar with races that sell out really fast, like Challenge Roth and sometimes some of the Outlaw Half events and so on. That's just a case of you get your entry in early enough and you get entered. If you don't, then you don't, and it's pretty clear cut, whereas time trialing doesn't seem to be that. Anyway, I'm waffling. So what else have I got? I've got potentially a 25-mile time trial the day before the Evolve Half, but that's it now. So I think my next race is 5 weeks away, but I'm going to use it as a positive, focus on my training now. It has meant that I can just sort of plough on with training and not get tied up in a time trial halfway between, but there we go. Anyway, time to get some bananas and I'll see you later for a bike session. Good evening. I'm not miserable anymore. I'm not going to go on about not getting into a race because I had some good news today, but I'm going to tell you about that tomorrow because I think I'm going on enough today in today's video. Tonight's training session is a little bit harder, or a lot harder than the one I did last week that I was bragging about. Oh, it was the hardest session I've done in ages, so I don't know what I'm going to call today. It's probably like the impossible session, because it might be. I'll put it on screen for you now, but it's basically 3 times 17 minutes sweet spot straight into 3 minutes threshold in TT position. So last week I did the same session, but it was 3 times 12 minutes. So it's another 5 minutes, another 15 minutes in total sweet spot. So it's going to be absolute hell in TT position. But I'm pretty fresh. I've had 2 days off the bike. My saddle sore is absolutely recovered. So if there's any day where I'm going to knock out a session like this, it's today. So let's give it the beans. Okay, so I'm not going to butter this up. However I put it, however I make the excuse, whether it's mental, physical or whatever, I didn't finish the session tonight. So I did the first 17 minutes at 356 watts and then the 3 minutes threshold at 395, so bang on the money. But that felt so hard. Did the 3 minutes recovery really easy, and then the next 17 minutes with 349 watts, but in reality I really faded towards the end. I'll put some screenplay on now. I was dropping down to sort of 320, 330ish. That was so hard. I need to talk to James at Rideharder, my coach, about my zones, etc., because I'm not fully understanding. The last 20-minute test I did gave me a threshold of 382. Training Peaks gives me a model FTP of 394, so that's what my training's worked out from. I just wonder if it's a bit too hard. Perhaps I need to do a bit more testing or something, because that felt like I was finishing like a 20-minute test. It was absolutely everything. There's no way I'd get another or third one out. So that is it. Unfortunately, I've bailed from the session early. I did a few minutes just steady spinning, but I was just that tired, that knackered, that I just couldn't even bring myself to do any zone 2 work or anything. I was just tired. If I think about my other Zone 2 sessions, quite commonly James will tell me that my heart rate's a little high for the power I'm putting out, so maybe I do need to drop my threshold down a bit, I don't know. But anyway, that's the benefits of having a coach. I can have that chat with him, he can analyse the data and tell me what to do, rather than me fumbling around trying to figure out what to do. So that was today's training, but do you know what? I've probably still got a decent bit of training stimulus out of that. What was that, 37 minutes of hard effort, so, you know, that's probably still a decent session. I need to not get too down about it and just motivate myself to keep going forward. You have days like this, don't you? So how do you guys motivate yourself through days like this? When it's not gone to plan, how do you motivate yourself? For me, this is a really good outlet. This motivates me because I think tomorrow I can't just throw the towel in and have a day off, because what am I going to say on the video? Stand around talking like I am now. Nobody's going to watch it. So anyway, that is it. I've gone on enough now, so I will wrap it up there. Thank you very much for watching. I do mean that. I'll see you tomorrow.